Greetings gamers, this is GameBoy from NintendoFanForum.com bringing you Spotlight game number 2. And the game in the spotlight this time is Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. This was one of the first Super Nintendo games that I ever played, and it was my very first Legend of Zelda game. But on top of the sentimental value, even after I played the other ones, this one still remains my favorite of the franchise. Okay, oh no's, it's not Ocarina of Time per se. I did love Ocarina of Time, don't get me wrong. But A Link to the Past, that's still my favorite one, with the runner-up being Twilight Princess. Link to the Past, this is the game that simply, well, obviously got me into the franchise, but it made me want to keep playing all the rest of the Legend of Zelda games. So, I went back and after I played Zelda 1 and 2, and then I've played just about all the major games in the series. And this is saying a lot for me, because I'm not really much of a fantasy genre person, but The Legend of Zelda has always been the exception to that, because the games are nothing short of amazing. In fact, there's really not a bad one, CDI notwithstanding. The CDI games don't count, because they weren't made by Nintendo. They were made by Philips. So the CDI games, they don't count. In fact, they don't even exist. But that aside, there's really not a bad Zelda game. I mean, some are better than others, but there's really not a bad one. So, as of now, they have yet to disappoint me. Although I have not played Skyward Sword yet, so I'm going to wait until I pass judgment on that one. But for now, these are my favorites. This one especially. What do I like about it? I can't think of anything that I don't like. The gameplay was very good. It's your traditional overhead style gameplay. The traditional elements are there. The story, it's a pretty typical story for a Zelda game, but even that's good nevertheless, even if the plot twist is pretty typical. And I just have many fond memories of it. The gameplay was nothing short of amazing. The score was absolutely fantastic. One of the most memorable Super Nintendo scores that I've ever encountered and had the pleasure of listening to. And there were a lot of fun mini-games, of course, like the gambling houses, where I've sadly lost many rupees, but boo for me. And finally, what I really love about this one, which I also loved about Twilight Princess, was the light world, dark world concept. For a video game, it was pretty well done. Much more well done than it was in Metroid Prime 2. The light world, dark world in that game sucked. But in the Zelda games, it's usually done very well. And that much, there were a lot of puzzles that involved that, which I thought were very creative. And just all in all, it made for a wonderful adventure. So, that said, Spotlight game number 2 is without a doubt The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past.